Chris Pop here with another episode from the Lair. We're now at the stories of life in the battalion, and it is what it is. Now, for some of you guys out there, you younger guys, this was in the early 90s, late 80s, so this is a completely different world than it is today. We're talking 30 plus years ago. This particular story, I had two of them actually. One when I was a staff duty runner, and one when I was on CQ. Now, this Bravo company, and I think the other companies had the same rally point, but back then they used to have this car wash, and then its sign was this big fucking pink elephant. And there was one in Tacoma, and there was one in Seattle. And those were basically hostile rally points. So if you were so fucked up, if you were drunk, whatever, and you needed a hot extraction, you called the CQ and you say, hey, I'm fucked up, I need to get picked up. And we'd say, where are you at? And we'd have the map out and we'd look for them like, okay, I see where you're at. You need to go a half mile north. Turn right on Manchester, you'll go down 3/4 of a mile, and on that main MSR right there, you see the pink elephant. You just need to make it to the pink elephant. I'm going to get in the GSA van, we're going to come up there and get you. Can you do that, Ranger? A lot of times I get I can make it, or I'd have 5 or 6 dudes from different companies oh, we'll be all right, yeah, just come get us. So, I'd have to sign out of the barracks, go fucking get the GSA keys, walk out there, start the van, and go on my fucking merry way to pick up a bunch of fucking wayward Rangers from, fucking their lives up or doing stupid shit. So I did that once up in Tacoma, and I get up there, and, I roll up on the scene, and there's, 6 Rangers, and they're in an active fucking fist fight with, I don't know what the hell was going on. There was maybe 15, 16 guys. So, it's the point where I get out of the van, I'm in starch and spits, and I'm throwing fucking knuckles, kicking dudes in the face, fucking beating the shit. I don't know who these people are. I just walk on the scene. I don't even know the story. All I know is I got some airborne Rangers here. They need a hostile pickup, and I'm going to give it to him. So we beat this dude's off. He scuttled back to the van, and we fucking get out of there. I get back to the barracks. I pull into the Bravo Company parking lot, park it. And, there's 2 guys from Alpha Company, 3 guys from Charlie Company, and 2 or 3 guys from Bravo. And I don't ask any questions because that was the unwritten rule. You call for extraction. You're not in fucking trouble with the cops, and you're not in trouble with me. And the first sergeant would be like, so you signed out the van, what you go do? I just want to pick up a couple drunk Rangers. It's good shit, man. It's good shit. Nobody got in trouble? Everything's good? Yeah, okay. And that was it. It was a done deal. And I remember I had to do the same thing when I was staff duty, but I had to go all the way to fucking Seattle, and I had to pick up 19 fucking people. And the van only holds 13 guys. So, I go up, I drive there, it's 37 minutes to Seattle, I roll in there, the fucking pink elephant, and they're all fucking, I jam them all in there, And before I get on Fort Lewis, because I tried to, get as close as I could, which is basically the Madigan Gate. And from there, it's 4.7 miles to the barracks. There's another story that goes along with this. But, since you could only, have, I think it was 12 people in that van, there wasn't enough seat belts, the other Rangers had to walk, or I had to come back and get them. So a lot of times the lowest ranking dudes like, hey, fuck you, get out of the van, start walking back. And I drive the other guys back, drop them off, and I drive back and get the other Rangers about, a mile and a half away from the gate, load them up and bring them back too. Yeah, those are some good conversations, And all you had to say was can you make it to the pink elephant? If you can make it, you're golden. If you're not, I can't guarantee I'll be able to find you. Because, it's a big fucking world out there. And everyone knew, because we had strip maps to the pink elephants. A lot of times guys would go to Seattle, we'd hand them a strip map. We'd be like, okay, this is the fish market here. And you circle all the good areas. This is the pink elephant. If everything else fails and you don't have transportation and the world is coming to an end, call us on the payphone, make it to the pink elephant, and we'll fucking come and get you. And, you know, it is what it is. I myself was never picked up at the Pink Elephant, but a lot of other Rangers were, so it was actually fairly common. Okay. Now, in the other story I did before this, I mentioned how the MPs used to be cool. Back in the day, if you drive on to Fort Lewis and they smelled alcohol on you, they would immediately make you pull your fucking car over. And if you were an airborne ranger, they would jerk your ass out of the car, take you to the fucking shack, you know, and call the fucking CQ or staff duty runner. Many times, I would drive to either the Madigan Gate or the gate off, you know, by the impact area, and that was a fucking bitch. That didn't happen that often, but usually it was the Madigan Gate, because that was the closest one. And I would drive out there in the van, and there'd be one or two guys there, and they're all liquored up. And they start getting in the van. And I'm like, no, Rangers. What the fuck do you think you're doing? You're drunk. You're not getting in my van. I'm not having any DWI fucking passengers. I'm going to turn on the hazards, and you're going to run behind the van 4.7 miles back to the battalion, you drunk motherfuckers. And that's what I would do. I'd turn on the hazard lights, you know, driving about, you know, maybe 8 to 12 miles an hour, and they're fucking running behind the van. I don't have to worry about them falling out or anything, because they're fucking young and indestructible. Plus, they're in the best shape of their fucking lives. And the next day, they would give me shit. Oh, that's fucked up. And made us fucking run back to the barracks, Pop. That's fucked. I'm like, hey, man. It's either run back to the barracks or get a DWI and get fucked up. Okay, now, you know, back then, the DWI thing wasn't nearly as bad as it is today. It wasn't like a career ender. You know, you'd have to go to adapt to class and shit like that. Now, if you did it 2 or 3 times, you know, they'd probably, you know, take more drastic action. But it was, you know, a one-time thing. It was survivable, and it didn't really, you know, it wasn't as drastic as it is today. I also mentioned about the story about the one, the domestic, you know, fucking issue that was going on post housing. You know, on at least 3 or 4 different occasions for different Rangers, you know, we'd get a call from the MPs. Okay, they'd be, you know, in their vehicle, like down the block from a domestic that was called in. They would identify who it was, because back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but on post housing, they have your name, they have the unit you're in, and the rank that you have, and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, a couple times, I'd get the call, I'd be on the CQ, like, hey, you know, we got some NPs, they're going to go check out this domestic, you know, situation in about 20 minutes. If you get there in 10 or 15 minutes and you defuse the whole thing, we're not even going to make the call. We're just going to say it's fucking resolved. So I jump in the fucking GSA van, roll my ass out there on post housing. Usually I'd walk in there and fucking settle fucking shit down, and I'd be like, hey, motherfucker, you know, I'm the CQ for Bravo Company. The MPs fucking called me because they're fucking down the fucking block. I'm taking you into the fucking barracks. You can spend the night there and cool the fuck off. Usually, they fucking like, all right, yeah, I understand, it's cool. And they would get in the van, maybe they'd take a pillow, I don't fucking know, and they'd go to the fucking barracks. You know, and nothing more was said about it, all right? It wasn't a big fucking deal. But this one time, this one guy was a hothead. He was a drinker, which the two are very fucking poor combination. And, you know, he was a guy that lifted a lot of weight, so he was like, I would say he was like brute strength-wise, he was stronger than me. My claim to fame was explosive strength, because when I trained for striking, and I worked on explosive strength. He was just a lummox. You know, he wasn't a fast runner, but he could carry like half his body weight forever. He was just an animal. So, you know, I get the call. I go up to, you know, upstairs to, you know, one of my other Ranger buddies. I'm not going to say his name. Short, he was a little shorter, you know, wide, built like a Hulk, you know. And I'm like, hey, man, we got to roll on this guy's fucking house. You know how he is. He's drinking. He's fighting with his wife. He's probably not going to want to come back, you know, of his own volition. So we roll out there, and like literally, we roll up just as the MPs are getting out of the car. And they see the GSA van, and I'm like, yeah, second bat, yeah, we're going to take care of it. You just don't worry about it. We walk in there, and she's throwing plates, and he's fucking swearing, and he's throwing pillows at her, and this under fucking pandemonium. Now, his wife was a Latino, so, anytime there's a fight with a Latino, and normally it would be a six fight, you add 3 to that and it becomes a 9. 10 is where they use weapons, but this is like a 9. Check out my video, the ethnic anger scale, or it proves my fucking point. So we walk in there, and he's like, fuck you, get out, I'm fucking handling my own business. And I'm like, dude, the MPs are gonna come, this is gonna be fucking ugly. No, he's fucking being stupid, and sure as shit, I gotta fucking punch the guy. I fucking punch him. He fucking does one of these and fucking clocks me good one right between the eyes. Boom! I go sit down. My buddy jumps on him, wraps him up real good. He's about to throw him off. And I jump in there, and I remember I tilt his head to the side and go BAM! Right at the base of the neck. Just a nice chop. Doesn't hit the fucking bone. So there's no worry of a jaw disconnect. And it's below the ear. There's a bunch of nerves right here. You fucking hit that shit, and it fucks with a lot of shit. Boom. Boom. Stun him up. We fucking, we didn't have flexi cuffs back then, so we had those fucking Ranger 550 cuffs, fucking zip them up, fucking under each arm, we fucking roll him up before he fucking, before he, gets to his senses and goes fucking batshit crazy. Because I'd rather have him in the van going batshit crazy on the way back to the battalion than have him go batshit crazy in front of the MPs, and then, since they're seeing crazy shit going on, that they probably have to get involved. So we quickly walk right by the MPs. Oh, nothing to see here. Everything's good. Throw him in the van. My buddy sits on him, and we drive back, and he's fucking, fuckers, I'm going to kill you both. You fucking sons of bitches. We're like, all right, Sergeant. You're going to kill us. I got it. You fucking punched the NCO. Yes, I did. Whatever. We can tell the first sergeant tomorrow when you fucking sober up. It's all good. Because I remember the van had that fucking shifter on the fucking column thing. It fucking sucked. And sure as shit, after PT, and he's sobered up, and the doc gave him an IV, he walks up, he's like, sorry about last night, and I'm not going to kill you, and, thank you for doing what you did, because that fight wasn't going to go anywhere good, and I would be in serious trouble. And I'm like, Sergeant, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. But if I'd have missed that fucking shot and I didn't stun that guy, he would have kicked my ass. He would have kicked my ass and my buddy's ass at the same time. And we're both fucking in rocket shape. Because this guy had like 30 pounds on me. So he was like a good 220-ish. And me and my buddy, he was like 190, 185. And I was like 176, 175. Yeah, no. Maybe we could have, wrestled on the ground. But I don't think we could have subdued him, It's just not. It just wasn't going to happen. It was just a luck thing, And then there was another NCO, and this particular one was very similar, except I was the runner, okay, and I went with this other NCO to a different other NCO's house, and this guy was just fucking crazy, all right. He was holding guns. He was fucking screaming. It was fucking his kids. There was kids there. It was ugly. And I was fucking shitting my pants because I'm like, I'm gonna get fucking shot here. This is fucking not. And the guy I was with pulled out his fucking revolver. Boom, pistol whipped in the head. We zipped him up, took him the fuck out. Called when we got back to barracks, we called the doc who comes put 4 or 5 stitches in his head, give an IV. And it was all good. There was no paperwork on anything. And that's kind of how we handled business back in the day. It wasn't like, today where the cops, the MPs or the cops would write your asses up at a fucking drop of a hat. And, your chain of command was just waiting to stab you in the back. And then nobody gave a fuck about you. We were brothers, man, and sometimes you gotta lay hands on a brother when he's going wayward. You know what I'm saying? And there's no hate in it. We're not trying to maim anybody, but sometimes, especially in that line of work, you deal with a lot of crazy shit, and a lot of those after effects stick with you for the duration of your life. And now that I'm an old guy and I've experienced the back end of that, I'm going to tell you right now, that is fucking true. So with that being said, gentlemen, till next time.